Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Wilson Vasquez, and I'm a CS for All Teachers ambassador, and I'm the director of educator training and school partnerships with a Minnesota based nonprofit called Code Savvy. Thanks for joining us for this CS for All Teachers video mini series all about equity and access in computer science education. Let's get started.
In this video, we'll dig into computer science education by understanding what the computer science ed landscape looks like in your local area, and by talking about how to advocate to broaden participation or expand access to computer science in your area. Let's kick things off by honing in on the computer science education landscape within your geographic area. One way to learn more about what's happening with computer science education in your local area is by checking out the State of Computer Science Education report put out by Code.org, the Computer Science Teachers Association, and the Expanding Computing Education Pathways Alliance. In addition to reading and reviewing the entire report, you can zoom into what's happening within a specific state by clicking on the state handout section. Within each state handout, you'll find information about policies within that state. You'll see information about high schools that are offering foundational computer science courses, the students who are participating, and how each state compares with surrounding states. As you review data for your selected state, you may consider using a thinking routine, like I notice, I think, I wonder, in order to help you to process through what you see and maybe what you're not seeing in the data. For example, as I was reviewing the data from Minnesota, my home state, one thing I was wondering is I'm curious what the intersectional data would look like. Maybe data that combines the AP Computer Science exam participation based on students' race and ethnicity and their gender. The State of Computer Science Ed report that we just finished reviewing is an excellent resource for understanding computer science education as a whole and what's being offered currently at the high school level in your state. If you're interested in learning more about K through 12 or outside of school offerings, you may check to see if your state is a part of the ESEP Alliance. If so, your state may have completed a computer science ed landscape report to help answer questions about current K through 12 computer science offerings, teacher professional development, partnerships, and other supports for CS Ed. Understanding what's happening with computer science ed at the national and at the state level are both really important. And it's also crucial to dig into what's happening locally within your school district or even within your school. To do that, you may consider using the CAPE framework, which was developed by Carol Fletcher and Jace Warner out of UT Austin in the Expanding Pathways in Computing program. It's an incredibly helpful tool for assessing the entire computer science education ecosystem based on equity issues through capacity, access, participation, and experience. After reviewing the CAPE framework for your local school or school district, you can use that information to filter into a SWOT analysis. What are some of the strengths and opportunities of your CS Ed program, and where are there some weaknesses and threats that you can turn into opportunities through some careful consideration and advocacy? Becoming an advocate for computer science ed in your local area means not only being willing to speak up, but to take action in order to broaden participation or expand access to computer science ed. Looking back at the SWOT analysis that you completed earlier for your school or school district, your next step might be to develop an advocacy plan now to address one specific goal. It's really common to have a lot of big goals in mind, but we suggest breaking down one big goal into individual milestones and then tackling one of those milestones. Consider what's already happening related to that goal and what you could build on. What might be one biggest challenge or barrier you might face? Who are some key stakeholders, and what are 3 specific first steps you could take? And if you're not sure quite where to get started or would like some ideas or resources, check out this list developed by the Expanding Computing Education Pathways Alliance during CS Ed Week in 2021. They created these 7 steps in order to advocate for computer science at your local level. For ideas about how to get involved on a larger scale, you might check out Code.org's advocacy page and some of the resources and actions listed there. The final piece of each of our videos in this mini-series includes a reflect and respond, a chance for you to consider a few questions and to reach out on social media or via the link below to let us know what you think. What is one thing you noticed or wondered about the CS Ed landscape in your state? What is one specific goal you can identify from your local CS Ed landscape data? And what is one first step towards CS Ed advocacy that you will take? Thanks so much for joining us for this video where we talked about computer science education and understanding the local landscape and how to advocate for broadening participation in and expanding access to computer science ed at your local level. We hope to see you again soon for our next video in the CS for All Teachers Equity and Access mini-series. I'm Andrea Wilson Vasquez, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks!